to go, so I don't want to be stalling anything out. We got to show the viewers at home how things are going to be breaking down. Let's hop into it. It's your lower bracket final. Team Secret going up against Evil Geniuses.
Oh man, Team Secret sneaking in there, huh?
Did I say Secret?
Yes, you did.
Did it say Secret on the screen? I probably
Okay,
just
we're a
read that
team.
one.
We'll all take the bullet together.
EG versus Team Liquid.
I speak for the team.
Let's
Nature's
ban
They
Box
gave away the
heroes.
MP.
Yeah,
I speak for the
But
team.
Enigma's available, so with the Bounty Hunter banned, any reason not to just grab Enigma right now if you're EG?
If I see the Enigma and I'm Nature's Prophet this game, I'm gonna be so happy. Because I'm gonna be running all over your lane. Possibly if you don't have the right combination because it's two heroes in a lane. So if you were to plan to pick the Enigma, you have to have good lanes, good supports against the
Oh,
Prophet.
they're happy.
The other-
we got our Nature's Prophet.
I mean, earlier in the
That's a
tournament,
good-
the other hero they were prioritizing a lot as a first stage was the Beastmaster as well. Even they can run in the offlane, but they ran it more on fear in the jungle, and that may be something that's faster tempo than the Enigma, which may be a better hero to play against someone like Team Liquid.
This is EG after all, though, and again, we'll be seeing him pick up the Darkseer first. In the past, we saw him go right for the Sven second. We'll have to see what they're going to be pairing with the pointy-headed man here.
And they're 3-2 with him in their last 5 games. So, not their most successful hero, but Universe is fantastic on it. And well, we talked about pushing into team fight, going to be hard. Vacuum, black hole. That's a hell of a lot of team fight already.
We also talked a lot about that Fata Invoker, and it looks like we're going to be seeing it here in Game 1. Are you sad, Winter?
Why am I sad?
Did Liquid lose because Fata have Invoker now, since you think he's such a bad Invoker player, Winter?
Inconsistent Invoker player.
I think he's very, very... Fata as a player is stable and consistent.
Fata's
Yeah.
Invoker.
Fata's a rock.
It's Beta,
he's a
guys.
rock.
That's
Okay.
We'll have to agree to disagree.
Winter,
on
I'm
this
with
one.
you.
Thank you, Ben.
Well, that's a surprise. God.
Bans out on the Death Prophet and Drow. Liquid looking to nerf down the heavy push potential that Secret or EG. There I go again. Could be considering this game.
So OD has been ignored thus far. Normally a consideration for most teams.
Maybe for E3.
Yeah, maybe for
EG, not for Liquid.
Yeah, and at this point, definitely not.
I mean, if Liquid go for the OD, it would mean that their Invoker might be cross-specs. Because if you have
So-
OD Invoker Prophet, it might be too greedy.
So EG get Venge here.
Possible, yeah. They did the exact same draft before, like Darkseer, Enigma, Venge, and
For the sake of my compendium, I hope so.
for the sake of your compendium,
Yep.
no one cares
somebody
about your
go whisper to
compendium.
EG, like,
No one cares.
this guy needs some most pick Venge in his compendium.
Don't they only do that though if the Drow is available? Oh, they could.
Or they have Sven.
Or they have Sven.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Other than that, we've been seeing a lot of Lion, and obviously a lot of great success with Lion on the side of Secret.
But when we see Prophet, it's a little bit less likely you see the Lion. You want to have a support that can deal with, like Witch Doctor or Bench are both much better at
Yeah.
dealing with the treants early. Like Lion would struggle very, very hard.
Yeah, there's the Venge. Good at finding the Prophet. Also block picking the Enigma counter.
And you don't even need to pick a mid and a
it
safe
has
lane
to
to that
be
a
Roche
good.
potential.
Yeah, you have Roche potential just with Venge Enigma. Like you don't have to pick some kind of safe lane.
Yeah,
that
I remember
takes
that's
Roche.
one of the games where they did that so early, like at minute 8, like
Yeah.
all the 3 cores were farming the lanes. The 2 servers were doing Roshan.
Wave with level 4 Eidolons takes Roche
So
so
I think
easily.
the big question I have for Liquid is, what do you guys prefer right now, or is it still undecided? Is it a Mind Control Prophet or the slightly more common Matumbo Man Prophet? Do you think at this point?
I think if they're doing a push strat, they might just wait. Is Lone Druid banned? Is that still Lone Druid?
I think he's still available. Yeah, he's still available. They're actually gonna pick Phoenix. Is that setting up for Lone Druid pick?
Deter the push slightly. It doesn't.
Other than that, Beastmaster is also still out there. If they wanted to give my control that hero and give Matama Man the Nature's
I think
Prophet.
they need like a good tempo. Like Beastmaster works something with some tempo controlling, but maybe more so from the safe lane. Last time they played the Nature's Prophet, it was mind control.
I don't think they're pushing.
Oh, Liquid, right? They're gonna go greedy. I think like they're gonna go heavy team fight. They're gonna expect the push coming from the Enigma, and they're gonna try to pick a lot of team fight to defend against that.
The boys in blue continue the blue trend here, now picking up the Sven.
And a lot of this goes back to what we talked about, where it doesn't feel like EG need to do anything different. It's pressures more on Liquid to outplay EG and to beat them. EG, if they just keep doing what they've been doing, they're the favorites coming in. So they're just going to pick a very stable draft that we've seen time and time again.
I think what Mushi did against the Sven was kind of nice. The Medusa game, like if you look at their lineup, their Phoenix and Medusa Stone Gaze just totally
It's a good combo.
like wrecks the Sven. But I don't know if Liquid will actually do that. But I just think that it was a really smart idea to actually deal with the Sven.
We were talking about like 5 minutes about how to counter a Sven.
Okay,
that was, and Fnatic had a better one that we could come up with.
I mean,
Alacrity Medusa, that's pretty painful.
That's where I mean the Venge is really nice, because like if you get Beastmaster, or, I don't know, even Void, there's always just the swap to save the Sven anyway, so
I think
it's gonna be tough to kill him this game.
The Venge pick also opens up the Batrider for Sumail.
That's true. We've seen like many games where they had very similar openings, like Venge, Bat on the same team, and obviously when you have Sven, you just want your team to be able to initiate. You don't really need another core most of the time. You just need people to lock heroes down, so you just chop them off, kill them.
Line the fourth pick here, so
yeah, they are expecting a safe lane Prophet from EG. And Void is also one of the better heroes to lock down the Sven.
The Void with the Phoenix is something Liquid ran a few times early on in the tournament, which is steamrolled over teams.
And Mind Control has had quite a few bad games on the hero, but I think that was more just him generally struggling than, his Void being bad per se. So I do like the ban.
So Batrider is still open, like Puck is still open, like these are the two heroes.
I like Batrider.
Nyx, I think, is also
Nyx
really
is also,
good.
Yeah, Nyx is also really good, yeah. Like all those heroes are really good. I guess it comes down to player preference, do you think? Like what?
Nyx I think is better versus Phoenix, counter to Sunrays, really good versus Invoker, and it's also really good versus MP. I think it's by far better than the other picks.
And it will be a Nyx indeed.
And Sumail's had better results on it than those other heroes this tournament.
I think Nyx is much more forgiving as well in terms of the way you initiate. Like Bad, if you make a wrong move, you're more likely to die. But for Nyx, you have Carapace, you can use your Vendetta, so it's much easier for you to get out of a bad situation. So for Liquid, the question remains, is it going to be a safe lane Prophet, or they're going to go for the Beastmaster to control the Sven? And
I would like more late game from Liquid though.
yeah, they might actually just go more greedy.
Yeah, I think if the Void would have worked really well because they've got the Phoenix, but now that option's taken away, you're more inclined to send the Nature's Prophet off lane.
Alright, so if it's late game, then it's a Matumba Man hero, right? And Prophet off lane, so what would the ideal Matumba Man
Oh, the
hero
Nyx also counters the
Juggernaut?
Dusa too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The Dusa that was definitely going to come our way.
I mean, after seeing Fnatic
there's
have
Slark,
success.
there's Juggernaut. Anti-Mage feels too slow.
Nah,
I think-
no anti-mage, I think.
Slurk is quite good.
Spectre, yeah.
They need a fast-paced hero.
Ember's the other hero that Matumba Man used to play a lot, but
Yeah, Ember, Jug
haven't
maybe?
seen this tournament.
Jug's really weak for Sven. I think
Yeah.
Ember gets caught out way too often by Nyx. I think Spectre's just a lot safer.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Spectre, Slurk.
Slark.
Slark.
Yeah, Slark's pretty good.
Troll
They have
Warlord.
so much AoE though, it's gonna be a tough Slark game as
I
well.
want to see the troll to counter Phoenix. But
Yeah,
I don't want to
troll.
see it on Liquid Steel.
I don't think this is where you bust out your troll.
There's no really good picks here for them though.
Lone Druid.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's still the Lone Druid.
It'll be Matumba Man Lone Druid.
Yeah, safe lane Lone Druid.
All right, so with that, we see our 5-man draft on both sides. Evil Geniuses versus Liquid. Let's send it over to the main stage now, where we have our opening casters of the day. It's going to be Toby1 and Cinderin.
Thanks a lot, Dakota. Yes, it is time to get underway for EG versus Team Liquid. What kind of blue will be bleeding today is the big question, Cinderin.
Yeah, there's going to be one blue team in the grand final. I was not ready for that. Yeah.
Is that the first time it actually goes that way? Normally it's me called out.
True that.
Yeah.
It's also very rare that you see, Team Liquid, they've had a hard time getting those top results in really big events. In previous events they've got either not qualified or made maybe a decent placement, but this is their big breakthrough as a team. So of course, if they're able to make the finals, that is an absolutely amazing accomplishment. Just making top 3 already, I think very few people would have expected. For EG, it's expected.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So EG kind of are more in a position where they're expected to deliver, but considering how well Liquid has been playing in the tournament, you'd probably expect a really good game out of them too. And one thing's for sure in this game, both teams have got a lot of comfort picks.
Yeah, they do. EG, just to bring it up with the with the Darkseer as well as the Enigma, EG have only run this combination once in the entire tournament, and it was their one game when they actually beat out against Team Secret. It was the only game they took from that series, but it was able to work. And the other thing for Team Liquid, like you talk about comfort for them, this is actually a little bit more of an uncomfortable Phoenix pick. Whenever Team Liquid have run this hero, it's always been in combination with a Faceless Void, a teamfight controller like the Puck Stream Coil, something along these lines. In this game, they don't have that kind of synergy. You actually saw it with the last pick out from EG, like they took out the Faceless Void because they were just concerned, you know what, if we take this away, what's the Phoenix really going to do?
Yeah, their combo, if you will, depends on landing a good Earth Spike or a good Tornado into Deafening Blast from the Invoker, which both of them are way less reliable.
It's not a guarantee.
It's less reliable than the Chronosphere for sure. And yeah, I think you're right. I really like EG's draft in this matchup. It's not because Liquid have bad picks or picks they don't like playing, because that's obviously very clear when you're this deep into the tournament. You very much know what you like playing. But it just seems like EG are going to get a lot out of this Enigma greed as they have in previous matches. And as you mentioned, the synergy for Liquid, I think their lineup is just flat out harder to execute.
Yeah, agreed. But Liquid, they always love a challenge, and well, the challenges begin in the laning phase. Got to keep our eyes pretty closely on this mid lane. Sumail's Nyx Assassin, EG, they've used this Nyx Assassin to absolute perfection. A lot of the times in the hands of Fear, but in this case it will be going towards that mid lane for Sumail, and this allows Fada to have quite an easy, you almost want to say passive lane, because how does he really lose this lane when he's running around with Forge Spirits? Sumail can't really find kill potential here unless there's a rotation. And your rotation's only going to come from an Enigma, but why should Fear even rotate? Like, he's got a jungle which Team Liquid did nothing to try and contest. So he's basically got free reign inside of his own jungle.
Yeah, this is just the standard EG opener with this kind of draft. They'll keep the Enigma jungle probably until he's level 6, and then he's going to smoke up and maybe make his first play. Maybe he even goes for level 7. Whereas
PPD goes scouted out.
PPD, well,
Fada's playing a little bit lower down the lane because that Observer Ward that's sitting up on the top river, he saw it coming from a mile away.
I actually don't even think they could get this kill, even if they play it perfectly with Venge plus Nyx, but probably just
it feels more like a game, like a movement of pressure, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to pressure Fatsa a little bit, maybe trying to find out where the wards are, if he can read it from that movement. Probably has a fairly good idea that Liquid might have a ward up here at the top rune.
It's kind of difficult to get that exact ward, because like the wall could be on the top rune, but exactly on that cliffside. It could be looking deeper inside the jungle, which you would kind of lean towards when you got an Enigma on the field. But keep your eyes up on top lane, because now Arteezy triggers the Warcry. PPD's coming over. Now Mind Control has a TP. He doesn't have Sprite to play the positioning. PPD cutting through the sideline as Arteezy tries to keep up with Mind Control. The Tango's giving him at least some level of regen, but he's back in the trees. Now he's actually picked up level 3 from the creep, but the TP out, not going to happen. Not the greatest chaining of stuns, so Mind Control could attempt the TP again, but it looks like it will be first blood. Nowhere to run, and Arteezy wants the first blood. Can he find him? No! PPD has to take it. As Mind Control almost juking it through the tree line. The chance of survival there was pretty damn low.
That was interesting to see. It was like they couldn't agree on who should stun first, and they're both like, okay, whatever, and then they both do it at the same time. That was about as awkward as that kill could have been for EG, but at the end of the day, they do get the job done. But when it takes that long to chase, you of course lose some CS on the Sven, but they're still looking very good in the farm department. The main standout thing for me is that Sumail, actually, now Fatsa is finally even, but Sumail had a 6 CS lead, I think, at minute 2 in this mid lane, which is pretty surprising. I think Invoker with Exort against Nyx is fairly favorable, or at least even. So mechanically, Sumail just had a little bit of an edge, but Fatsa's looking good now.
Yeah. Once these Forged Spirits release out, like, once he also wears the 2, Sumail's gonna be so careful. Is he actually, okay. So, Fada's been very aggressive against Sumail, and Fada actually cancels his attack nicely there. At the same time, Spike Carapace triggered. Sumail's just trying to get up in his face. Nothing much more than that. The bottle's going to come back soon to him anyway. maybe a little bit too late. Like, that courier's got to kick up some speed right now to get back to the mid lane, but its speed boost is on cooldown. So it's not going to get there for Samel to bottle up and take the 4-minute rune. On bottom lane, there's a lot of pressure being applied by Liquid.
Yeah, so he cuts the wave with the Spirit Bear and tries to tank it for as long as possible. And even with Ion Shells on that wave, it takes really, really long for Universe to kill off this bear. So Liquid, they're more than likely now they're definitely getting this tower when they bring down the Nature's Prophet.
Does EG even care though? Because Sophia, the second this started, he made his way towards that top lane. So they're already pushing with conversions into the tier 1 tower. With Mind Control having such a low, like, he can just use a TP scroll to get back up to the top. But this looks like it still will just be a straight even trade-off. Tier 1 for tier 1, everyone dodges for now.
I think this is fine for EG. These two towers are arguably the least important towers in the game, and just trading 1 for 1, getting away with your early game greed, you have the first blood, and you have the dire advantage, and your lineup is definitely capable of taking Roshan fairly early. Of course, they need to be a little bit wary of that when Liquid get their level 6 on Phoenix, as well as the Nature's Prophet. They have pretty good AoE control and great team fighting in the Roshan pit. But I would definitely say EG, everything so far going according to plan.
It does feel that way. Overall for net worth, however, the top two do belong to Lone Druid as well as Invoker. And now you just finish up the hand of Midas over on the Druid. Can you actually get away with, if you're Team Liquid here, with a double Midas?
On
Invoker as well as Druid.
I think so.
It's a normal lineup for both the heroes. It's just if, like, EG can punish you in that time, because EG is probably going to be looking just to stack up, go home with a Dominator build on Arteezy, and, like, actually have that time. So is the space window really there?
Probably. It just makes XOR Invoker so much better. Like, that item is core on the hero for a reason. And if he bypasses that to get an earlier fighting build, I mean, Fata actually has done that in quite a few games when you think about it. He has gone for treads into Atos, so he might do that again. I do think Midas is possible to get away with, given that they've only given 1 kill in the first 6 minutes, and they should have a good idea that Matumba's Radiance will not be that late. And perhaps they can hit a timing where if he gets Radiance, you know, when you play safe lane lone, you can get Midas Radiance, I'm guessing at like minute 13, 14 if the game's going well. With the
as long as there's no real pressure, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so with that, I don't think EG can put enough pressure until that point that they can punish the Midases that hard.
I really want to watch PPD's movement. Normally that's where you look to understand what type of rhythm EG is trying to set. Like at the moment, you know, Universe wants to sit on the bottom lane, needs to farm up to the mech. EG is all about the team fight, but they need to find some attack, and they're actually going to smoke first over on Fear. Now he's level 7, and he's got, well, only 1 point up in his Malphus as well as his Midnight Pulse, obviously the farming build with a 4 points conversion. But the Black Hole is up, the mech actually going on top of Fear, so this actually frees up Universe to build whatever the hell he wants on that Dark
I think he wants Crimson Guard this game.
Oh, that looks so good in this game.
It's what he's gone to when they've had the Enigma, and then Enigma maybe gets hyped sometimes.
Samel found him, and now Malphus done to start with, allows Samel to actually get that Vendetta hit, in they go, and got Kuro on the edge, he can't get the Hex off, and Kuro backed him with Universe. 2 heroes down for Team Liquid, and a big rotation from EG pays off dividends, and they'll inflict some damage into this tier 1 tower too, not only just a kill, but a kill on the catapult wave.
Liquid are trying to get the best trade they can in mid. But Darkseer is already there from Universe and will be dropping a double shell here in a moment.
They need to get rid of that Iron Shell creep.
And there's another one. If there's a rotation from EG, they could perhaps defend this tower, but they're going to need to TP in a core. Oh, they don't have Glyph. This is too late from Samil. This tower is definitely gone.
Yeah, but they can deny it.
Yep, Universe gets it.
You're okay with that? That's now 2 towers for 2 towers, one of them being denied on EG's side.
Yeah, they got 2 kills, one of them being a core.
Yeah.
And I would say the Radiant bottom tower is really, really important. Getting access to that jungle, it's their closest, one of their closest points rather, to Roshan. I'm actually not sure where the distance is longer, if it's from mid or bottom. I think bottom is a little bit closer. But it's just the overall map control you get from removing this tower. See, they placed a good deep ward inside the Radiant jungle as well, so they get some intel.
Yep.
And that's really good, especially for Sumail, because they want to try to rotate him and maybe PPD a couple of times to get key kills, and every one of those key kills is supposed to transition into some sort of objective, either warding, or getting a tower, or getting Roshan.
It looks like Universe, because I was wondering what he would build into on this offlaner. But it appears he's leaning towards 4-star instead of going for that Crimson Guard. Samael, okay, yeah, he realized he was scouted out by the Sentry Ward. Easy spike, Carapace walks away. There's just no hold, because you don't have a Quas Wex build. Like we talked about the inability for Team Liquid to have this good control in a fight. With a Quas Exort, that doesn't exist at all. Like there's so much weight on Kuro, and maybe they can find space to get Kuro that Blink Dagger. So they got some form of initiation control on Team Liquid.
That is very, very far away, though.
It is. But, like,
Yes,
what else
very
do you
low.
do? Like, maybe, like, because once the Radiant Spare kicks in, like, Matumba's going to be pushing up the side lane, so even, like, the space for Kuro to farm is going to be even less.
It is going to be tricky for them, I think. I mean, it's not like it's a massive lead for EG, but it's good enough. I think this is about what they were hoping for at this point, maybe a little bit more. And if they just keep farming up right now and controlling the map, they should reach a point fairly soon when the Sven has Sanjay Yasha. They have their teamfight items with both Mech and Crimson Guard, or Mech Pipe, or just even the Force Staff from Universe is also a really big deal.
Samael, they're going
And,
down towards bottom. Fear's been initiated on. He's got the full mech, however. The Malphus over on Jirac. Sunstrike, a little bit. No, it does actually hit the target. Fear into the tree line. He's going to teep the out. They don't have a stun available. Jirax is also leaving the fight. The casualty of war was in fact the Lion, and now Savage Roar. PPD not going anywhere apart from potentially down if they can get an entangle hit, and there she is on the second hit. Mind Control will come in to help, and actually gets the Sprout over on top of Samel, who then returns to double stun. These conversions, the damage into Mind Control is reaching a dangerous critical point. He's still on the run, and you've actually got these Shard Golems. They're being controlled up by, wait, they're not actually going to get the kill. In 4 seconds time, they'll have the stun. It's too far away to reach it, though. There's Mind Control on the run around the trees. They're being sprouted up and controlled out. These are being microed up by Arteezy. He's actually been using the Mud Golem to scout out the Radiant jungle for a while now. The Mind Control will be back out to safety.
Arteezy's classic trick with the Home of the Dom. It almost worked there. That would have been such a big play getting that kill on the Prophet. But it turns out it ends up being only a 1-for-1. Liquid bring the whole party down there for a very long time though, and Arteezy's just farming the jungle, so he's catching up to the Lone Druid, just obviously being more effective when he doesn't have to fight. And I still think Liquid did the right thing there. They need to minimize their casualties.
They've also got really great defensive wards up. You can
despair.
see PPD looking for it. Like they're searching for that Radiant Observer ward that just reveals everything, and with these trees going down, that ward's even more effective.
Did Sumail just mana burn the bear? I think he did. I didn't know you can do that. It does nothing, because the bear doesn't have intelligence. I'm pretty sure he got it on cooldown. I saw him casting the animation, and it was like, okay. That's pretty weird.
Potential misclick.
Oh, it's weird that you could target it in the first place.
Well, it does have mana, it just doesn't have intelligence.
Yeah.
It's like the bear is a contradiction.
So pretty useless. I mean, you can use it to break Linkins or something, I guess. If there's a Linkins on the bear, I don't know.
Would you ever play a Linkins on the bear though? It's a good theory, Crofton.
I don't know. That's some weird shit right there.
EG's preparing for a fight in mid. They want Liquid to come in. They understand, again, like, teamfight control isn't really there for Liquid, and they don't have the ability to find a great trade-off. Matumban's got 2k gold on him. He's nowhere near this relic. Narteezy's trying to slip in behind. The Forge Spirit grabs the creep wave down. But now, okay, EG will just commit. This will bring down the last tier 1 tower. Kuro as well as Jirax are trying to make the best of the opportunity to get an aggressive ward inside the Dire jungle.
Oh, top lane
and they're looking
Sumail.
for a pick, but yep, Sumail goes on Mind Control. Fear, quick TP in with that's Mind Control dead. This Sprout can't protect him from this. He'll get the Wrath of Nature off, which gets some extra damage into the mid, and that's where they're going. Kuro's got the Finger of Death. He can pop TPD, but it's not required. Not when that high-level Sunstrike is there, but maybe onto Universe. That'll be a better target. Into the Nova. Universe, he's got enough life to get away. Nova Tumban's right behind him, slowing him up. Universe, one more attack. 12 life, down he goes. The Tubman will find the kill, but he's coming very deep under the tower. Samael's here again, but the Sunray, it turns on, and Samael getting burnt. He has to back himself out. Fear still here, the mech is up, and Kuro too low. Arteezy running forward, the Midnight Pulse is down, the Sunstrike again. This time it's going to hit over on Fear. You may lose your Lion, but Fear's so low farther. Can he actually finish the job with the Deafening Blast? One more attack, Fear! The 22 life. Now he'll hold his gun as he walks back to base. But EG scrambling the defense, and Liquid really forcing the issue.
This is some really good play here. I think if it wasn't for that end of the fight with Fata dying to the Enigma, it's marginals, right? The perfect mech timing from Fear. He baits him as long as possible, knowing that he could survive that. It's those little things that just add up. I actually really like the synergy that Liquid displayed in that fight, by the way, the Cold Snap plus Supernova. It secured the kill on Universe as he was trying to run away. And Liquid, one of their strengths as a team, and the reason that we're seeing them in the top 3 is how good they are at gathering up and how good they are at just finding synergy in team fights and playing together. But EG still come out a little bit on top there. And they're looking very good on farm. And I think it's just a matter of time now before we're looking at a Roshan for Evil Geniuses, and that is what's going to really propel them into a big lead. It's currently 5,000 on both the gold and XP.
Fata was already scouting for it. He threw down the Sunstrike just to have a look, but I also want to look at the timing of Batubberman. He's now reaching the point, he's going to be 200 gold away from having that relic. A bounty rune on the top river is definitely going to help him on that path as well. And then seeing how EG deal with having the split push kick in, because that's where Team Liquid's strength really happens. The Nature's Prophet, he's the space creator. He's the guy which is, okay, really RTZ? Just watch this. Oh! Did he really?
Oh my god!
There is so much around that tower!
No way!
Yes way!
Oh my god.
This guy...
Liquid cannot be happy with that. That sucks.
That now makes it for the 3 tier 1 towns the Team Liquid has claimed. They've had 2 of them denied by EG. The one in the mid now up on top by a bloody Centaur. And now they will also claim Roshan, and there's no way Team Liquid, and there is no, like, Team Liquid do not want to fight this. They still need to get the Radiance up from the top button. They create space and make EG waste the Aegis time as much as they possibly can.
I think they're making the right call, not trying to contest this Roshan. It's very, very difficult with the current lack of map control they have. There was way superior warding for EG in the area, Liquid not with much vision.
Yeah.
And they get the best possible trade.
Man, they can't team, like, how do you even team fight EG? Like, Universe has this early 4-star, which still lets him, like, Universe in the early stages always seems to get in the best position to start a team fight. The 4-star with his skill, it works just as great as a Blink Dagger for him. 4-star straight in, you go for a 3-level vac. It's not the high level up in wall. Obviously, level 12 is going to be the magic number for him. For the 2 points up in wall, the 4 points up in vac. But you almost got a full BKB over on Fear. Like, this team fight of EG is just so damn scary that Liquid, all they can really do is try and find these pickoffs.
I think the timing for Liquid is they have to do something when they get the Radiance on the Bear. Just playing a slow farming game, I worry for them as their map control will be shrinking pretty fast.
But if they take a fight, don't you run the risk of just throwing the entire game? Like,
yeah,
at least you can control the side lanes more.
I mean, split pushing is also an option, but it's just so difficult against Nyx. That's why EG are picking this hero for Samael against Nature's Prophet. It's one of their go-to counters, and it's actually not half bad against Lone Druid either. Just being able to find him out, because what Lone will usually do, either he will split push with the Radiance, which takes a very long time, or he will bring his hero as well to deal some damage to the creeps faster inside his own jungle. If you strictly split push with Radiance on the Lone Druid only, you get out-farmed by Sven. Your hero has to be there, so you simply farm the way faster.
Samael. There's a sentry ward around here. Now the only dust, in fact, where is the reveal? Fata Smoke's going to break. It tells them that Samael is in the area. And now the rest of them, they drop the sentry. It's Samael. He walks into it. Spy Carapace is going to get silenced up thanks to the Hex from Kuro, but PPD swaps out his core. The Sun Rays there, and then the back into a 2-man wall. Kuro's going to go down. There's no casualties just yet. PPD still alive. The Nova is not going to expand. Phoenix will pop. PPD does drop as Arteezy runs away with -5 armor thanks to those Force Spirit Spear. Also trapped inside the Sprout for Samael. He's going in deeper again. Wants to try and go for the play. Pops up the Spy Carapace. No way to easily attack into him as Arteezy runs away with 150 life. They already got a 2-for-1 trade-off. Didn't lose much more from this. So EG may just be counting their lucky stars. And nope, they want more. Mind control. Samael back in again. He gets the pick. Mind control really overstaying his welcome and giving Samael more and more kills. He's now 4-0-5 on this Nyx Assassin.
And that was even with a pretty questionable engage here from Sumail. Taking the chance of going in there, I think is perfectly fine, but I think he canceled his Vendetta hit before he got it off, and then he hesitated on the Impale once or twice as well, and then got hexed. If he just believes in himself there 100% and just goes for the Impale, he will land it on 1 or 2 heroes, and that fight goes very different for EG. Instead, they have to swap him out in the opener. It's okay because they counter out the Hex from Lion, so that's on cooldown for the rest of the fight. But obviously not ideal. PPD ends up sacrificing himself. He doesn't really mind as long as Sumail stays alive, but that could have been executed better for EG for sure.
It does show the weakness in Team Liquid's lineup. Like we mentioned this at the very, very start, the fact they're playing a Phoenix without a big AoE team fight controller, that's where Kuro needs to come into play. So when that Hex goes down, the Nova is very easy for EG to deal with. I'm interested to see how Mind Control's now going to build. Like he went for this phase boot drum build over on the Nature's Prophet, and it looks like he's actually going to be building the mech. Realizing that G-Rex is nowhere near completing up such a big item, and there's no one else on their lamp that will do it. Fata's also changed up his items too. Yeah,
you know Fata likes mech.
He does like mech on his mid-course.
I think this is one of the only heroes he doesn't bite on.
Yeah, you need to go back to his Gyro mech builds and his Beastmaster mech builds when he played those in the mid.
I think he actually used to bite on Invoker too, once or twice in the past.
It was always questionable back then as well. But it always seemed to work out just because he's such a talented player.
It's such a good item too. Like, I don't blame him for it. If you're playing a utility mid, then that item is almost good every single game. But in this game, he recognized that he has to play more of a farming core role, and he did, obviously, for that reason, go for the Midas. I thought it might be an Atos with Vitality Booster, but looks like he's turning it into an Octarine.
TT just lost his 6th hero. He had the Dark Troll Summoner just around the tree line. It gets Midas out, and there are the 2 Midas over on Team Liquid, so they are still getting more out of this. Like, Mind Control's not even part of this fight. He can come and join it in a moment's notice, but he's just pushing up the top lane, letting EG force it. Remember that Aegis to the Immortal, it's actually timing out right now, so EG have to back out. The top lane's being pressured, and Liquid gain more space. Like, Matubberman's very happy about this. He's got a Vlad's plus the Radiance Aura over on the bear. He just keeps pushing. Liquid now, they go into a smoke, they try and find themselves a kill. Fata also needs more money. He's sitting on the edge of either finishing up his Atos, or he goes directly into the Aghanim Scepter. Either that or he's thinking about something very different and unusual over on this Invoker. Oh, the loop around Fear. Kuro, he can't see him. We are during nighttime, so remember this field of vision is restricted, but the Observer Ward, they see it. They drop down the Sentry Ward. They know Sumail is inside of Vendetta, so they want him to walk over. Unfortunately for them, Sumail's walked under his own tier 2 tower, so it's very protective there. But Mind Control, the Sprout to go out, trying to claim some vision. They see Fear in the tree line. Thanks to that, the bear has to be Malefaced up. And with the Midnight Pulse from Fear, that bear is losing life very quickly. It's going to get picked off by Kuro. Well, he's ending at the Hex on Arteezy, who flings himself forward with the Finger of Death and the double stun. They need to keep Arteezy out of this fight. The mech comes in from Fear, so a lot of the damage has been repaired to the right lane. You can see the Fear gets 3-man black hole. Pushed out a little bit by the Sprout from the top of the Fata. Caught in Universe with a 3-man back wall. There's no combination following up. G-Rex is Nova, it expands and Universe will tie. CG commit their big abilities and they haven't got enough. Fear's on the run. You can look for that Prophet to TP in 1 second time. Is there the damage? Is there the entangle? There is the damage from Mind Control. The last little bit of a tick, EG losing a critical fight. And Team Liquid are going to get so much momentum from this, especially considering EG, no Aegis, and no big ultimates.
And it's so important that Kuro reacts fast to that blink in from Arteezy into the stun. I don't think that's how EG should be setting up the fight, though. You saw how good of a Black Hole and vacuum combo they actually got later, but like you said, no follow-up damage. If they want to take a fight like this, it has to be Sumail or PPD opening for them, and then follow through with the back wall into Sven stun if possible. And Arteezy, maybe he thought Kuro wasn't going to react fast enough, but Kuro was ready right on the trigger there. And this is a big claim for Liquid. They do lose their second bear, though. This is 50 seconds without the bear.
Universe, the back. They're going to catch G-Rex on the way out with the Vendetta attack from Sumail. They're going to find the picks.
They only lose one. This is really, really big for Liquid. They almost pulled this game back to 0.
They drag the tower on the top lane down to also 100 HP. Yeah. Next time around, if this kind of bad engagement happens from EG, they could just end up being racked, and you don't want to get racked up against a lone druid that can split push you and a Nature's Prophet that controls the side lanes whenever he wants to. You saw what happened when Matubberman was pushing up that top lane. EG were trying to force, Mind Control was pushing up the top lane. you had EG forcing the mid, they lost the Aegis, they had to back up, they just don't really have good split push counters. The Nyx Assassin is it, but Sumail is moving with the rest of EG most of the time. He's not hunting the Prophet. And we haven't seen anything to really make Mind Control fearful. Like, he's being very protective. Whenever he TPs the lane, he summons trees from inside the side lane, and then just hides as much as he possibly can.
This is a very fast Roshan respawn, and I actually think that kind of favors Liquid in a way. EG could try to access it right now, but they have cooldown on Black Hole, and Sumail's going to walk outside the pit right before he spawns. So they don't
need
know,
the
actually.
TC Dominator creep. Like, all he's going to do is just dominate one creep and have a look. Liquid's going to scout it out now. They're sending a tree in, so they know that Roshan is up. And look what instantly happens. Mind Control scouts the fact that Roshan's up, and he goes straight to the top lane. Add pressure, make sure that tier 3 tower on the top lane feels like it's under siege, so if EG do want to try and take Roshan, you'll have to commit God Strength to get rid of it. And you'll probably end up losing your tier 3 tower.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to take Mind Control long to accomplish that. He just needs to hit it like 3 times. EG.
Are they going to do this? Like, I know they want to get a kill.
Looking to counter ward here with that Quang Blade of Sumail. That item is just so good when you think about it for its price. It's actually ridiculous how big of a value pickup it is. Of course, the reason he's still carrying it around this game is because of the Nature's Prophet. But I could see some appeal in doing it in other games too. Just, you know, obviously farm faster, being able to deward like this with lower risk. Really nice.
Speaking of dewarding, Durax needs to get rid of that Observer Ward. EG has all the information on the map right now about where Team Liquid is moving. His top lane where Sumail is finally, he's right in front. Mind Control gonna cancel his TP. Goes deeper in the tree, Sumail! He doesn't see him instantly, actually stops to hit him with Vendetta. So Mind Control can't easily TP out this one until now. Sumail has no follow-up stun, actually holds the Dagon hit. Realized it would not be enough damage to kill off Mind Control. Not at a level 1.
And this drum mech build makes him pretty tanky, a lot of stats. Didn't even need to use the mech there.
Is Kuro going to do some dewarding of his own? He understands the sentry ward was placed, and he'll get both the obs as well as the sentry. He needs someone to stand on the hillside.
So he just ran down and quelled it.
Oh, that's what he did, okay.
They placed another one. Alright, so, but the sentry is still there for EG, but they lose the obs. And removing vision right now is crucial for Liquid, because they don't have any themselves either.
The jump, he goes on Kuro, and with the Sunray, Kuro might have enough life, Sumail. He's going to pop the Spike Carapace, the Wave of Terror from PPD. Just reaches him, Durex will TP out to safety.
That might be Roche.
It could well be, but the Treants are in here, so Liquid will understand what's going on. And again, I look towards the top lane. Mind Control isn't pushing this fast enough, however.
They're letting the Treant stay alive so they can spawn Eidolons from it. If Mind Control had realized that, he might have started moving out the Treant, but this is going to make it even faster for EG. Yeah, this Roshan is definitely down, and Mind Control won't even reach the Dire base, so EG will probably just... I'm guessing they will port back the Enigma or the Venge, and Nyx will stay out on the hunt. Somebody definitely needs to deal with that wave. Maybe they don't TP anyone at all, maybe just run up the Sven. Looks like it's fast enough. And EG once again in a good position.
You got the blink on this Sven, he'll make it in time. You need to almost have the Prophet pushing that lane himself physically, not just with his Treants to make that work. That's a big item now also arriving from Team Liquid. Like, you're starting to rack up so many auras just sitting on the bed. The AC, the Vlads, plus the Radiance, to make it difficult for EG to continuously have these big fights.
Yeah, good stat there. 225 Darkseer games. This is the second time this build has been done. 4 staff into Lotus Orb. Obviously, most Darkseers get Mech Blink. It's the classic build, and Greaves, but this game is very different. And they're trying to kill the bear. I don't think this is going to happen at all.
Are they really trying to rack up
and run away? Yeah, they don't even. But
I wasn't expecting this to come over on Invoker. Especially considering you do have a Phoenix, but maybe this is just in response to the fact that Jirax just has absolutely nothing. They're going to buy the Shiva's Guard over on Fada. So he bought this VIP booster at the very, very start, finished up the Aghanim Scepter, and now purchased a Plate Mail.
Yeah, it's got to be Shiva's. There's no other choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Phoenix just doesn't have very much in this game, and I think the Shiva's Guard is really, really important, so I agree with that decision. Just to finish off on what I was thinking about before, the whole Lotus Orb thing on Darkseer, Force Lotus, it's 2 very good counters to the Hex of Lion, so they're targeting Kuro very much with their itemization. I guess, what else is Lotus really good against here?
Oh, Cold Snap.
It's not purgeable.
Yeah, actually,
I mean, you reflect it, which is nice.
I think about what's reflecting, Mike. What screws up Team Liquid's attack?
Reflect the Sprout. It's still just, it's just good overall. Anyway, the item is also just good on Darkseer. The armor, the regen, it's very nice.
I actually really just want to see a reflected Sprout right now.
Reflect the Earth Spike, of course, as well. Oh, they're going in hard on the bear here.
That's a lot of damage for that easy. Very exposed. Remember, he's got the Aegis, the Immortal. Now he's hexed up, and we're going to have ourselves a pause. The game actually crashes over on Arteezy. Now, this bear is dead. This bear is totally dead right now. And this isn't really that much of a problem. The funny thing is, like, we did actually see the reflect. So the Lotus Orb reflects the Hex on the Kuro. So right now he's turned himself into Prince Charming.
Of course, that's I'm still looking for other things that it can counter with the Lotus Orb here, but I gotta say, like, 90-95% is just against the Lion. Reflecting or purging the Hex, reflecting the Earth Spike, and it keeps Arteezy a lot safer when he engages. Because then he doesn't have to pop the BKB on the jump. He can take the Hex, they can Lotus that off, and then they can assess the situation. Now that he has Aegis too, there's just a lot of ways for EG to play the fights that doesn't have to be completely perfect. That's why they go for something as confident as going on the bear here.
Yep.
Because the risk-reward ratio is actually really, really good. Like, even if they don't kill the bear, the chance that Liquid get a good team fight, it's non-existent.
Yeah. Well, we get to go back inside the game, so let's watch the bear die. And EG, how long do you stick around here? You get hit by the Wrath of Nature. Arteezy, as its Warcry, like, he's got 10 charges of the Melting Strike currently on him. Like, Sven has, like, just because of Warcry, naturally a hell of a lot of armor, but they don't even finish the tier 2 tower. Like, you get the resummon on the bear, but they don't go any further. And it's actually Liquid who will now 4-man smoke up to try and find an opening.
And the longer this game goes, the less obvious it gets whether EG are going to get away with this. They're playing Sven as their solo physical core in late game. They've committed very much to the teamfight aspect and the magical damage with the Nyx. And Liquid, Liquid gonna find Fear.
It's a big one, but Fear can turn. He was looking for the black hole, not gonna happen. PBD swaps him out. Fear, he looks to survive. Durex throwing out the sprites, but Fear still big game beat up. But Nova will trigger. Now PPD is down. Nova's well out. Fear dodging the Sunstrike. Samal is still locked out by Carapace in 2 seconds. 1 second. Universal force up. They bought him the space. As well as now the Lotus Orb. The Sunray can't reach him. The Surge as well. Universe now playing TF2 medic style. Samal will get back out to safety. There's no extra Sunstrike available. So they are out. This is a team that has Aegis the Immortal and a far superior team fight, being forced into bad positions by Team Liquid.
Liquid are just getting closer and closer to the win condition. We've been talking a lot about EG get the Roshans. They took some map control early, but Liquid have 3 cores that are farming really, really well. Invoker, Prophet, and Lone Druid, all 3 heroes very, very strong in the late game. You look over at EG, and the longer this game goes, the more they depend on hitting an absolutely fantastic wombo combo, vacuum into Black Hole or something like that. Sven cannot possibly outcarry these 3 heroes in the late game. And Sumail's hero doesn't scale very well. This is something we talked about on the panel previously, that we feel like Sumail shines the most when he plays heroes that can scale. He's also good at playing these action heroes. I mean, he's 5-0-6 this game, has done a lot for his team, but EG, they haven't been able to pressure enough that they're in a position where you can just say with confidence that they're leading the game anymore.
And now they're going to start to go dark on the map. With Kuro's gem, they get rid of one of the wards. They don't see the other one, however, because Kuro just hasn't wandered over that direction. But this is one of these games where, like, you don't want to turn away. You think Liquid, like, even if they're like 1 lane of Rax, 2 lanes of Rax is up, EG always has a comeback condition. They've always got that big wombo combo that they can work with. And if there's one thing we've learned about EG, especially in this tournament, their synergy in team fights is just on a completely different level. And Team Liquid, they have to give a lot of respect to EG with this. Like, even that top tower, it's been sitting at 101 HP for such a long time. But Team Liquid will never force the issue because they understand that EG, it'll only take one good team fight for them to turn this game around. Like they still, EG hold the net worth as well as experience advantage. Team Liquid hold the map control advantage.
It's not just that they respect EG's team fight, it's also that they realize that if they just farm, they're probably in a better position.
Samael, they're seeing Kuro coming, and now, well, definitely see a PPD. The Hex is there, Samael is trying to buy space, and Sunstrike's pretty much on target. PPD forced after way. They lose all up to Pregnant now. RTZ comes in, 3-hit, cleaves down the captain of Team Liquid. Mind control, he's BKB'd up. Universe can't join the fight. This bear just keeps entangling and rooting him up. Fear, he's got nothing really to play with. They're going to Savage Draw and try and create space. Fear, they need a BKB in terms of the black on the back is there! Here's a hole! Now they go! Universe forced up to double way to safety! They can't do anything into the cleave! Here from Arteezy! And that's the danger zone! EG, they will team wipe Team Liquid! And that is what Team Liquid feared for so long! In one moment when Kuro thought he had the upper hand up against the male, EG just turned it on its head.
And that, oh man, you don't blame Liquid for going for that, because they were so close to killing off 2 or 3 heroes. Perfect 4-step for the first save. Enigma barely staying alive because of the perfect BKB pop and turnaround into that black hole. Again, if Fear dies there, they lose that fight really hard. He has to come up big in this fight, and Fear not cracking under pressure. Perfect play from him.
I want to get props to Universe as well
to set it up.
Like Universe kept Fear alive. This is the synergy we've been talking about. We saw it with Fear and Universe with their Earth Spirit as well as Darkseer combination. But these guys just keep building up so much space. PPD is like that last man to save him, and Arteezy just rolls in and takes all the glory. He'll probably even take the MVP just based on the kills, but right now, like, I still want to give so much confidence to Universe. They swapped in Jirak, Icarus dive away, the Stormball followed, and it locks Sparta in as well. PPD, another stun, he's a little bit too deep. He'll return the stun thanks to that Lotus Orb, and PPD needs to walk out. Remember, EG, they're in a good position. PPD, damn, he's so tanky. He'll end up surviving. The Thompson's Bear is down. Arteezy again triggers this BKB. It's a little early, then EG just won out. Fear, he can't be stunned up. He'll TP out right in front of Team Liquid, but look to the top lane. That's what's been happening. This is what you have to respect. Mind Control's taken the top ranks and TP's out safely. EG thought they could force the issue, and now there are racks down to Team Liquid after EG wiped Team Liquid.
Ah, what a hero.
I thought Ricky Maru wasn't in this game, man. Like, this is the ultimate backstab, PPT. Oh, nice Sunstrike, bro.
AG. It looked like they didn't notice at all. I don't think there was a single ping. I don't think there was any move back. It's either that or they felt like they were cornered. If you look at Liquid's heroes and how they were positioned, at least 1 or 2 of EG's heroes could definitely run away and just TP back.
Oh yeah.
But might have been worried about the consequences for the rest of their team.
It really looks like
more
they
like
just
a
didn't
blunder.
That's gonna be one of those questions later. Like, you want to look into PPD's vlog when he says, like, okay, at this game, this went wrong. Because you're right, they didn't ping it at all, and even then, EG wouldn't take the trade. Like, why would you go in? And like, unless you were 100% certain you could do it, but your big ultimates were down, you knew you couldn't just take a straight up team fight, and why even trade the racks after you just got a huge advantage? There's no push to do so. Team Liquid, on the back of Mind Control, have just dealt a severe blow to Evil Geniuses.
Yeah. The full team wipe plus the tier 3 is really, really good, obviously. But they got a little bit greedy. You feel very confident after you get a 5-man wipe like that. And they still had a bit of time where they were, I think, 5-on-4 or 5-on-3. So they wanted to try to squeeze as much out of it as possible, but obviously in hindsight, not the play.
EG will have to wait a little bit longer as well for Roshan. It is the, like, we had our short Roshan spawn time, now it's the maximum Roshan spawn time. Again, thanks Ice Rock for balance. But look at him just defend this top lane. And this is the upside for EG. Their ability to counter push this top lane is quite good. The issue is just how much space gets created by just having someone like Samael, someone like Arteezy have to come to the top lane. It doesn't hurt them as much because Arteezy bought BTs beforehand. And he can always come to it like a conversion from Fear or something like that. So he's always got a way to get to the front line. So they're actually going to really commit to this bear.
I don't think they can kill it. They've committed a lot of abilities here.
Yep. They even use Swap. Now Sunstrike. Oh, the entangle! Fear uses BKB to break free though. He'll be surged away by Universe. He'll barely survive. And they're looking for more. Arteezy, the goal strength, but again, Bear be too strong. They will kill off the Bear, but EG did not want to do that. Now this BKB is down to 7 seconds on Arteezy. Cooldown for a minute, no god strength on him.
That was the most important entangle of the game, I think. First hit entangle on the Sven. He's BKB'd up. He's going in for the lone druid kill. If he doesn't get rooted there, that could turn out really ugly for Liquid. But Matumba Man, he gets it off, and this is probably a tier 2 tower bottom. I don't think EG have any interest in trying to contest this one. They need to play their high ground, wait for the BKB on Fear to be up again. And actually, there's no counter, right? There's no counter to this BKB Blink Black Hole. So this Blink pickup...
It has to work.
Oh, they could technically entangle him.
They're coming out. There's a Radiant Observer Ward down, but under cover of smoke, they jump. They're on mind control, and he pops. Straight away, the buyback will be there. Nova right in the middle of Evil Jesus, and they can't. Having indecision though to go. And Koro, the big double stun. The back will be there, but the control of the damage is gone. Arteezy isolated and destroyed. EG just lost so much. They didn't use their big ulti combos though. Like you back, the wall wasn't used, now the buyback. It's a triple buyback from EG, but they don't have the big one. They don't have the Enigma. Sumail will move forward once again. Arteezy just trying to slow down this Bear with the Stormbolt. Sumail tries to actually successful setting up Jirax, but you just triggered off, forcing a spike Carapace. The Rax is going down. They need to make a play, but it's 36 seconds until Fear. Universe, the back, the stun. It's only one hero. Arteezy looking for the cleave. They can't reach him. The crowd keep him at bay. Green Piece stops the damage. Arteezy, where do you go? He's forced up back out by Universe. The stun strike on target. Arteezy down. EG, that could be it. They've lost at most of their side lanes. The rotation from Team Liquid now comes to the mid-tier 3 and GG! 39 minutes, 13-19, Team Liquid. They will defeat Evil Geniuses in Game 1 of this best of 3 lower bracket final.
That is not how I imagined this game would end. We were both in disbelief. They're actually going out. They already lost their tower. They run down to try and fight them. I like the idea of trying to surprise their opponent because Liquid were probably not expecting it either. But I think they had like 1 or 2 seconds cooldown on the BKB of Enigma, or maybe it was ready, but they didn't get the BKB Black Hole off. This is, like, that's just straight game